Okay, takes us to item E tonight. The cutest people in the room tonight, the Spanish Fork Little Miss Service Queens. I'm not sure who's introducing our Little Miss people tonight. It seems like, yeah, they're taking, yes.
All over.
Come on, Rachel Lane, you can get up
in the
here.
second row, but they're here.
So, Mayor, council members, and everyone here tonight in Spanish Fork City, we're so grateful for the opportunity to come and speak to you about Little Miss Spanish Fork and their whole crew. Would you ladies just come up and stand up here?
Right here,
Yeah,
so
right
everybody
there.
can see you. Yep.
So you
Absolutely.
can all look at these cuties here. They're so adorable. So last year, Rach reached out to me and said that they wanted to conduct a food drive. They wanted to do, in conjunction with their pageant, they wanted to conduct a food drive and raise food for Tabitha's Way, which I thought was incredibly meaningful and an incredible gesture. And I was so blown away last year by what these young ladies did. And when Rach reached out again this year and says, we're going to do this again, and again, these young ladies have been it's been phenomenal. It's been the most amazing experience. And I wanted to point out just real quickly a few things. You know, a food pantry exists. Tabitha's Way is a community-supported food pantry. We rely on food donations for us to have food to give out to the people who are facing food insecurity and in need. So in addition to providing food, which is nutritious meals and alleviating hunger and food insecurity in our community, these young ladies have done so much to raise awareness in regards to hunger issues and encouraging our community to engage on ongoing efforts to support those who are facing food insecurity. Their collective action has helped not only meet the immediate needs for people who are in need, but they've also helped build a sense of unity within our community and strengthen our overall social fabric and resilience within our community through their actions. They've contributed significantly to reducing food insecurity and improving the well-being of vulnerable populations within our community. And for me personally, I felt like they have become a living example that one's stature does not limit what you can accomplish. It takes boldness to step out onto that stage and do what they do, but it takes courage and tenacity to become the change which you wish to affect. And that is what these young ladies have done. And I am so incredibly impressed and moved by their gesture and what they've done and what they've accomplished. I brought Lily in here tonight because you all know she's my brain, and she contains the numbers and the names of accomplishments, but I wanted her to speak about that tonight. But I wanted to just express my gratitude to these young ladies and recognizing what they've done, because it is indeed significant and meaningful, not only to me, but to all of those who come to our pantry and seek help. You've made a difference in their lives, and I wanted to thank you personally for that. So.
Hey, and as a couple of you know who were there, Stacy Beck, you were there to present for one of the nights, and then, it was Landon Took that was there for the second night. I was able to have the honor of presenting who the service queens were for both evenings. And just to give you guys an idea, so they did a point system for everything, and that's how they were based. Who became their service queen was how much that they were able to rally to get people to come in their behalf to bring food items for the food drive. They were able collectively as a whole, they all brought, as in all participants, it was over 10,000 items collected, which was equivalent to 9,129 pounds of food drive. I mean, which is amazing. If that gives you any idea, for those who have been to our pantry, we have these really large containers. They're like 4 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot tall, and they filled up 10 of those that were overflowing. So, I mean, that was so much that came in. So it was
That's more than 2 boxload trucks full
yeah,
of
it was 2 box trucks.
full of food.
It was amazing. So, and so I'm going to read off who our service queens were, or I should say are. Our mini service queen is Sophie Larson. Are you here? Raise your hand. Junior service queen is Harper Little. Our preteen service queen is London Cowie. Did I say that right? And then we actually had 3 teen service queens. They were all within 10 points of each other. It looks like we're missing one of them. which was Alessi Marshall, Isabel Christensen, who is not present, and Caitlin Glisman. So, and to say thank you, we did create a poster for you guys. I'm not sure who's going to be the one to hold on to that with some pictures and some stats for the night. Here, I'll show you all. So yeah. Pete, are you wanting to take some pictures?
Yeah.
Yes.
Again, I just want to just say thank you so much for what you've done and recognize you for your efforts. And the whole organization, as Lillian mentioned, everybody contributed to that food drive, but we wanted to also say thank you for the effort and, again, the tenacity in which you went after your goal was pretty amazing to us. And, again, filling the truck twice was no small feat, so thank you so much for that. So.
Very cool. Very cool.
Good job,
Good job, girl.
Thank you.
Squeeze it this way.
Thank you.
And here we go. Thank you.
Not that you guys will need favors from the chief ever, but you can shake the chief's hand over there.
He'll never need his help.
Yes, yeah.
They're so little.
Okay.
Well done.
Congratulations. Thank you for your service. Congratulations.
Rachel, you don't want to say anything?
Thank you. Good job, girls.
Didn't say names.
You know, Mayor, it's this night has been interesting, right? You go from the sports to the service to the employees here in a minute, all making their own mark on our community in a sort of a different way, but in a way that makes our community better in every single case. It is a privilege to be up here and listening to the stories of all of this, all right? This is what makes Spanish Fork, whether it's service or baseball or softball or whatever it might be. Like, this is why we call this place home. This is why we are proud of living in this community, because of the service that these ladies provided, the entertainment the previous two gave us, or the service that our employees we're gonna talk about here in a minute. It's just a remarkable night. Can we end it now? Can we end it right after the employees?
Yep. You little girls should know, as people that get to volunteer sometimes and actually put the food into people's cars or into their carts, of what you did to raise food for hungry people is such a big difference maker for our community. It's what keeps us small. It what helps us remind each other what's super important. And so what you've done is no small feat, and you really did help people out a lot in some of the toughest times of their lives. So very good work. You should be proud. Your parents should be proud of you, and your city's proud of you. So thank you. Thank you so much. We have Little Miss Spanish Fork here, too, I see back there.
Miss Grace Williams, why don't you come up to the podium? We've tried to have her come a couple different times because earlier in the spring, before she wore this crown, she was already a service-oriented girl. Grace attended Diamond Fork Middle School, 7th grader, right?
Yeah.
And she saw a need in our community and stepped forward to serve. And so I wanted to just invite her to recognize her for her efforts in conjunction with Fiesta Days.
Yeah.
So go ahead and tell your story.
Okay, so every year Spanish Fork hosts a Miss and Mr. Extraordinaire pageant. This is a pageant for our friends with adaptive needs I get to help with every year, and it is my favorite event of the year. A few months ago, I saw that the city was looking for a sponsorship, and I told my mom I wanted to be the sponsor. She told me I could try, so I raised the money and I bought the sponsorship. But while I was raising the money for the sponsorship, I ran into a problem, but it was a good problem. I had way too much money. So I needed to decide the best way to spend the money, and I decided to keep it into the program with youth kids with adaptive needs, and I decided to give it to my junior high I'll be attending this upcoming year, and I gave it to the special needs program, so now they can go on fun field trips and buy awesome items for their classroom. I would like to put in a quick plug for the Extraordinaire pageant. If you know anyone with adaptive needs who would like to participate, please send them my way, and please come watch this amazing event July 20th.
Well done, right?
Well done. Very good.
Together a little swag bag for you of all good things Spanish Fork. I was just so proud to hear that you just did that because you wanted to. It wasn't for any other reason, just because you have a generous heart. You're a good student. You're engaged in a dance team that takes up a lot of time. You just competed in the Little Miss pageant, and you are Miss Teen, Little Miss Spanish Fork, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to be busy all summer, and you just have a heart of gold, and we just wanted to recognize your efforts. So come grab this, and we just want to give her a round of applause. We'll take another picture.
Here we go.
Grace, congratulations.
I want to take just a brief second and say thank you to the City Council for the support that you give the Little Miss program. This was a dream of ours a long time ago, and to watch what it's grown into has really been a privilege. The Extraordinaire pageant, I don't know if you know what that is, but that's something for people, like Grace said, with adaptive needs, to give them an opportunity to perform on the stage. And everybody walks away a winner with a crown and a sash. And last year, we incorporated it into Fiesta Days because we wanted more people to have the opportunity to see the magic that takes place on stage. And we're super proud of Grace and the chance that she took to see it as an opportunity to help those around her. And she set the goal to raise the funds herself, which not only shows her tenacity, but her heart. And so I am a proud pageant person, and I'm grateful for the opportunities that it affords these young ladies to serve and to help those that are in our community. And I know throughout the years, as they continue to grow, that they will continue with servant hearts, and that you will see them in the city making a difference.
Thank you, Rachel.
Can I just add something? Rachaeline remembers this. I think it was 2011 when Miss Spanish Fork, at that time, her name was Whitney Talbert. This was part of her platform, right? And she had this first Miss I don't remember what she called it, but Miss Teen Extraordinaire, probably, right? And everything that you said, Councilman Marshall, a moment ago about the feelings that you have, I think is magnified in that setting there too. So I invite everybody to go and watch in July for a fantastic night, right? To be able to see the joy and excitement of these kids and their ability to perform and shine in a very positive and uplifting way. It is extremely emotional, so take some tissues with you, but come ready to have your heart just lifted up, because the joy in the room is palpable. And I love that it's been 13-ish years since that started, and it's going better today, right? It's strong. And I'm so proud that you're keeping that going, and it's happening because of people like you and what you're doing to keep that going. So I'm super proud of that. And if you, well, I'm going to say it differently, make room on your calendar that night in July and be to that event. It's heart-changing.
Good point. Very good point. Thank you for mentioning. And Rachaeline, you don't do this enough. You're in front of us sometimes, but I feel like you don't sometimes get the credit due that you do of what you do in that community. What you ended with there, of promising that doing this right makes servants in our community. It really does. These young ladies that grow up to be young women and leaders in our community, we have a lot of you to thank for that. So thanks for keeping these programs going. They're hugely important and a big part of the identity of our community. So you should be proud. We're proud of you. So thank you. Thank you.